No, before that, what led me into that? You said your wife, is part Indian.
Yeah.
Right.
And I knew a girl
what
who
was
was
the
part
topic?
Indian. They're wonderful people.
Well,
He said,
That's how you cut it in.
okay, so hi.
By the way, I just want to say I've never seen Scott stay up this late.
Yeah, it's late.
And
for
he's
you.
got energy.
Meantime, it's
and he's 3 hours difference.
it's 1:30 in the morning for
he's
me.
in L.A. A lot of times he's in Florida.
Yeah.
So now he's in L.A. But yeah,
I had In and Out today, and it's making me feel good. It'll make me feel even better in an hour. Okay, this is our take on self-driving cars. They have two kinds, right? They have the ones that
when you're in the car,
like Johnny Cab in Total Recall. Jimmy Cab or Johnny Cab?
Johnny Cab.
Johnny Cab.
Yeah.
Whereas it's just a computer-driven car.
like Tesla has it with self-driving, so to speak.
No, like one where there's no where it's like just an automated, like
No
a car,
steering wheel.
like just a car.
Yeah, what they're doing now.
And you get in the back like a cab, and
I
and the other one is
hate
your
that.
car drives you, and you don't have to touch anything.
No, I
But so you wouldn't get into a Johnny Cab?
I hate self-driving cars. Number one, to sit in the passenger seat and there's nobody driving and I'm sitting there. There's so many things. They haven't perfected it yet. I want a human. I love driving. I like to drive. I anticipate. I look at things.
You're a very good driver.
Excellent driver. Square of
I'm
safety.
an excellent driver.
Square of
I'm
safety.
an excellent driver.
But what happens is they won't, like when there's a police thing and they cross the road and the police lights, it screws up the cars. They have not perfected it. And I hate being a passenger normally, even if there's a driver. But now they're talking about self-driving cars. They're talking about self-driving airplanes, that they can literally take them off and land them without pilots. They said the problem is people will be resistant to get in an airplane with no pilot. I will never do that because anybody who's worked in computers, it can go wrong. Nothing can replace a human's instinct. So yeah, I hate self-driving cars. I will never go on an airplane that can self-fly.
the pilot light can go off on it.
Okay, see, that's his pun. Pilot light can
You don't
go
have to
off.
explain it.
No, but because of the prior podcast, I
He
said
has
they're
to,
not
because
funny.
that's why it tells you why it bothers him.
Yeah, I'm trying to explain. Would you get in a self-driving car?
My car, where I'm sitting at the driver's
No,
wheel?
like a future. You just get in there.
Probably not.
Don't you want to be participating? You know what my problem is?
I always think the drivers are drunk. That's why I'm getting a little weird with
Well, I don't like even being a passenger with a human driver, but unless it's me. But the problem is in an emergency. Let's say somebody's chasing you and he's got a gun and he's pulling up to the side and he's going to shoot you. Well, now you've got to speed and go 80 miles an hour. A self-driving car won't do that.
When the hell would that ever happen to you?
When I'm in a self-driving car. That's the one time
You're afraid of a guy chasing you with a gun.
I'm afraid of life, generally.
There's no square safety control for it.
No, but think about that. They don't count for extreme emergencies. Like, there are times when you might have to drive up on the curb to get away from some guy who's a crazy mass shooter and he's shooting at you. The self-driving car.
You do live in LA, so I mean, it's a
You'll
very
be
good
riding
chance of that
shotgun if
happening.
you're doing that too.
See, again, the shotgun, riding shotgun. It's too forced.
That's
It's not forced. That's
I don't
a good
like puns.
pun.
I do not
George,
like puns.
George makes a lot of puns, as you know.
Please,
That's a great
somebody
pun.
write in and say they hate puns too.
I like puns. They make me laugh.
Well, why don't you guys just sit next to each other and I'll just move over there.
You won't let us.
Anyway,
I still think the Ted White thing is one of the funniest things you've ever done, George.
Oh my God.
What's that?
The Ted White thing. You have to tell the people the Ted White.
All right, tell the short version.
Ted White is a friend of ours that passed away. That was a very
said the
famous
short version.
actor. That he was like John Wayne's double and stand-in. He goes way, way back in Hollywood, and we would smoke with him in our cigar shop. And he
Tell the
called.
story.
Mark was sitting like next to him.
No, he's
across
sitting next to
the
you.
room. Yeah, next to me. That's right. I'm sorry. Ted was like across the room, and it wasn't that big of a room. And Ted called Mark to talk to him about something.
He's a very old guy, and he wasn't aware I was around, so he called me.
And they were talking, and then as soon as they hung up, I called Mark, and I was right next to him, like now, and I go, "What did Ted want?"
That was funny. But that's not a pun. That's just humor.
Oh, I didn't say it was a pun. I was
No, but I'm saying I like humor. I
I
think you had to be there, by the way.
What did Ted want?
And Ted was oblivious to all of this. He
Ted
didn't.
was across the room. All right, good.
He thought that you directed him on Daniel Boone.
Okay, yeah, I got to say this. Okay, Daniel Boone was shot in 1956. Okay, I was barely born. If I didn't
We're
know
not
you,
making fun of him.
No,
We
we're not
love
making
him.
fun
No,
of
no,
Ted
we love
White.
Ted. But he knew I was a director, and I did some TV, and we would talk. And well, he passed away. God bless him, at like 94. But he was in his late 80s, early 90s, and he said, "Yeah, we worked. Didn't you direct me in Daniel Boone?" And I go, "Well, no, I was still in diapers, so I couldn't have directed you in Daniel." But he used to. It was so funny how they lose.
Listen, this guy was John Wayne's stuntman,
Yeah.
Clark Gable stuntman.
That's right.
He was a tough old man. He's a big guy. You know.
Oh,
he's in a
well,
couple
Jason.
Of, he was
Starman.
Jason in
Friday
in
the 13th, fourth. The fourth one.
And he was, and even more than that, he was one of the first guys. He lied about his age. One of the first guys on Iwo Jima.
Yeah.
And,
Tough, big, old guy.
We'd listen to stories from this guy, and he was a great guy. And Mark's making fun of him, and I don't appreciate it. But serious, no, we miss him. And I love Ted. He was a good guy.
My favorite thing.
And I went
about-
to his funeral,
Yeah.
by the
So
way,
did I,
and so did
yeah.
George, yes.
When he, if anybody made a speakerphone call, he would shut it down.
I know.
Within a second.
know.
I love that.
Tell you who this guy is. He was in his 80s, and he he pulled into a parking lot, and two young guys, fairly big guys, tried to take the spot from him. And he was in his 80s. He got out of the car, and he beat the crap out of both of them. The cops came and arrested him, and the judge said something like, "Wait, this guy beat up you two guys?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Get out. Get out of my courtroom." Anyway, that's who Ted
He was a tough guy.
Anyway, where were we?
We were talking about
Driverless cars.
driverless cars and driverless airplanes. Oh, I was going to say, write in and tell us, would you ever get in an airplane, even though they can take them off and land through computers 100%? They practically do it now.
So I've been in a car that you can just take your hands off the wheel, and I did it. I was I can't remember. I was driving. I can't remember where I was, but it was kind of weird. I mean, I was just.
Didn't you feel like you were doing
just-
something wrong?
Yeah, I sat back and
Yeah.
I was, you sit back and you kind of just making your hands are close, and the damn thing stayed in the lane.
But
It
why is
followed
it
the car.
necessary?
I
Drove
don't
better
know.
than you drive. Man.
Well, probably, and it just stayed in its lane, and I think if it just stayed there, turns and everything. It was like incredible.
But if an emergency happens, it may not react.
No, listen. Every time a car would come the other way, I'd put my hands on the wheel.
My point is, we can develop things that can take us out of the equation, but why? I like to drive.
You know why? Because of human error.
Except, why don't we just sit at home with diodes in our brain and live our life through a computer? And that's where it's going.
That's where it's going.
I like to engage. I love driving. I go to the beach. I go through Topanga Canyon. I like to turn. I don't think just because we can do it that we need to just
You like to go to the beach?
In my youth.
Well, back then you had horse and buggy. It
Well,
was
the
not
horse and
driver-
buggy
not
used to go.
driverless.
Yeah, the Indians would take us through Topanga.
See, man,
And,
now he's being anti-Indian.
no, I love Indians.
My wife is half Cherokee.
I know that. She can't drink. No,
Wow.
no. I meant
Jesus.
no.
That's your yardstick for everything.
No.
How much can somebody drink?
Native Americans can't drink.
No, can no.
Mark, you're gonna
All right, we may have to cut this out.
right
No,
if you disagree.
You know,
with Mark,
JC, Glenn Larson's a good friend of mine.
keep digging.
Okay, I'm digging myself. Anyway, there.
Human error. We're talking about human error. So a lot of accidents are human error. And And if you could have,
But
look,
you're going to have computer error that also has accidents.
absolutely.
Oh, by the way, they did a study
Yeah.
of self-driving cars,
Yeah.
and they figured it out percentage-wise. There are more issues per miles driven with self-driving cars than humans. Even though there's many people die and there's 30,000 people die a year of car accidents, they figured it out per miles driven, the millions of miles humans drive, and they took the accidents. And then they took the miles that self-driving cars have driven, and up to this point, self-driving cars have more accidents.
You got a calculator? I don't know what that
No,
is.
I heard it on the
Fall
news.
asleep on
I
this
heard.
kind of stuff like you do.
No.
I was about to.
Well, at least I get to the story.
So let me ask you, you think 50 years from now, we'll all be dead? You think they'll have cars that, like freeways, that are just all self-driving cars going
Yeah.
like the Jetsons or whatever? Not the Jetsons.
Yeah, I know. I don't think so, and I'll tell you why. The human element still wants to involve themselves in things. Otherwise, will they never go to restaurants, have all food delivered? Just because you can do it, people want to go.
Mark cell phones.
No. But what I'm
I
saying
mean,
is,
everything is incremental.
so I'm saying, just because you could do a self-driving car, people want to have
I'm
privacy.
not bucking for it. Can I have the lighter?
Yeah.
I'm not pushing
I
for
got two.
self-driving.
Keep in
Why do you
mind-
guys keep
I'm
touching
not
my
pushing.
lap?
I got it.
He's
I'm
got
not,
it.
pu-
Now
I'm
I
not
want
pushing
that
for
one.
It goes in the
self-driving cars.
community.
I'm telling you that. Listen, that's where it's going.
Excuse me.
That's where it's going.
No, but I think that it's going to be a long time. Maybe
I said 50 years.
if we're still around, we may not be here.
If you're in a
50 years.
self-driving car and you're drunk, and something happens, do you get any blame for anything because you're the
How
only
could
human
you?
in the car?
Well, wait. If
How
it's a
could you?
Tesla and you're drunk and there's an accident, absolutely.
If you're
'cause
not
supposed
driving
to
it?
take. No, you're supposed to take over on a Tesla. You can't. The Tesla is not self-driving.
Yeah.
You have to monitor it. So if you put it on self-driving and you're drunk and it gets into an accident,
No, if
absolutely.
you're like in Johnny Cab and you're in the back.
Oh, in the back? No, that's like a limo. If you're in the back drunk in a limo, which many times, and they get into an accident, it's the driver's fault.
You're drunk when you get in the limo and you get out of the limo.
Oh, there was a funnier line. No, I'm drunk before the limo comes out.
You just said that. He just
We'll try to figure it out.
Let me grade your non-pun joke.
Wow.
Anyway, so that's.
Close.
Oh, you want to get into clothes now?
By the way,
Yes.
wait. I'll do a segue. Scott, you look very nice tonight. Those are very nice clothes you're wearing. And how often do you wash your jeans before you? How often do you wear them before you wash?
The question is, what can you get away with? Like, I used to wash everything I wore every day. And then I started to.
Not your jeans.
You
Yeah,
said
I used to wash them. If I wore them once,
Yeah.
I put
if I
them in
tried
a-
them on, I washed them. I took them off. I still.
George, you have a lot of issues.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But
Evidently, you don't do that anymore.
when you, I think jeans and pants are the only things that, to me, you can get away with. Like, you can't wear the same
Oh,
shirt.
if
So you're not supposed to wash jeans every day.
You're right. No,
I
most
used to.
people will.
I'll wear them.
a week.
To-
7, 8, 10 days.
No, I won't do
I,
that.
well, I mean, if you're not
You wear
getting
your
them dirty.
underwear 5 days.
Wow, really?
When
No.
you wear underwear.
No,
You don't wear underwear?
of course I do. I have boxers. I'm a boxer guy from day one.
Very unhealthy.
No, quite the opposite. I won't wear a shirt twice without washing it.
All right.
Yeah,
I won't
should-
wear a shirt twice.
Yeah, I
Pants,
So
I'll go,
jean- yeah.
pants
And
I'll
socks and
2,
underwear.
Twice, maybe 3 times if I'm.
But
if
you
I-
hang your pants up, but jeans you throw over the chair, and you just put
Yeah,
them
I
on.
hang my
toss,
jeans up.
yeah.
All right.
I'll hang them up.
But no, I love washing. Actually, I love washing. I know how
I know
to
you
do
sit
it.
in front of the washing
And you and I
machine
both do
and
speed
you
wash.
it. I do only speed.
And it works.
Only speed wash.
It works great.
What's
I know.
speed wash?
It takes 15 minutes as opposed
Yeah,
to the
20.
big cycle with 45 minutes.
If you have a really good front loader, and I got a new Samsung, they're wonderful. And
I have 2 front loaders.
yeah, I'm a big washer guy. I
I
love.
have 2 washers and 2 dryers.
Do you ever sit and watch it fill up?
Never ever.
I do.
No,
What do you
I
have
have.
new
I
all-in-one washer dryer where you just.
Oh, I don't
Have you
like
seen
those.
that? I
Yeah.
haven't. You have that?
I hear they're not. They
the
got
only
some
thing
issues.
drawback to me is that you kill time because you can't wash another load while it's drying.
Yeah, see, I wash loads as I'm drying, and I do. Yeah. But
So
you
would
know-
you use somebody else's washing machine?
No, and I don't like people to use mine. Isn't that interesting?
I was going to ask if I could do some laundry while I'm here.
No, you can't. You can't.
Okay, how about this? When you wear a suit, you wear it once. What do you do with it afterward?
Oh, I hang it up. A regular suit?
I've dry cleaned it.
You dry clean suits.
Like
A
if
wool
I take
suit?
it, if I go out of town for a meeting and I wear a suit and I bring it back, I'll dry clean
So
it.
do you know? I've had one suit made in my life, and I'm wearing it tomorrow night.
Oh, I'm going to wear a suit tomorrow night.
But the guy who made the suit for me,
Frankel.
he said you rarely clean your suit.
Really?
He said the only thing you have to do with your suit, unless you stained it or spilled something on
Yeah,
it,
but you
is
have
you
a
hang
shirt.
it up and let it just air out because suits are made of hair, and if you keep washing it,
They're made of what?
hair,
Really?
Wool.
it's wool,
Yeah.
and you keep diminishing the fabric. He says you unless you stink up the pits, you
But you have a shirt, so usually
yeah,
you,
but sometimes it's hot. But you're supposed to like rarely dry clean it.
So
I've
Hang
heard
it up.
that.
I never knew that. I'd wear it, wash it.
And by the way, I wear a suit like...
I would get the ones that you could. You ever seen the dry cleaners you could put in the dryer?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I never did
Oh,
that.
I did it. Go ahead.
No,
sorry.
I literally wear a suit once every 2 years. Weddings, funerals, and
Does your suit fit you?
nice. I got it tailored. Yeah, I mean, I buy.
Did you go to
I
Suits
went with
for
Paul.
Less or whatever?
I went with Paul.
What's the name of that place?
No, I got it. I have a couple.
guarantee it.
I
What's
have a
that
couple
guy?
of suits, but I just have them for weddings, funerals, and what we're doing tomorrow night. Yeah, but I wear a suit once a year.
I haven't worn a suit in I don't know how long.
His
I
suit's
wear
made
casual.
out of rabbit. He said it's hair.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's-
see,
that's a
rabbit
bad-
hair.
no, that's a bad one.
That's the stretch
That's a
of a
stretch.
pun.
That's a
rabbit
stretch.
hair.
I love it.
If you have to think about it, it's the pun is dead.
A lot of times I'll sit alone in my house with a suit.
Hanging up and you're looking
No,
at it?
on. Just
Do you have
know.
a tie? Do you own a tie? How many ties do you own?
I used to own a lot in the 80s, and now I actually have 2 or 3. And as there's one that I wear with the suit. It's
He leaves it.
It's a black
tied,
suit.
where he actually just puts it back over
Yeah,
his head. and
Paul
pulls
tied it for me.
He never.
I don't know how
unties
to
it.
do a tie, and it's a really nice tie. I got it with the suit that I bought a few
You know you
years
have to
ago.
wash the tie once in a while.
I've probably worn the suit I bought 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I probably wore it 3 times.
You got it in Thailand.
See, again, it's a forest. It's forcing. No, it's not
that was
funny.
a good one.
We don't know.
That's a
We
good-
have a guest here, and she should not be laughing because it's not funny.
That's a good one. No, that's a good one. Not as good as fun. I put the fun in funeral, but that's a
Right.
good one. That was an
In any
old
event,
segment.
yeah, I'm just, I'm not a suit guy. I used to have a lot of jackets that I wore with jeans. What was it, the Michael J. Fox look in the
I did
90s?
that, yeah.
But, I just have a couple of suits that I use.
I have some casual suits that I like.
Casual.
Like
What do you mean by
know,
casual?
I have a really nice suit, like a really
Like
well,
brown and
like
yellow? Wouldn't that be casual? Like-
brown and yellow.
Yeah, like Doc Severn on Johnny Carson, and
Yeah,
no one knows
I
who
just
that
like
is.
Doc Severinsen. I just like Doc, with the ascot and everything.
Yeah.
No, I have a casual suit.
What's the difference between casual and a regular dark suit?
You can wear
It's lighter
jeans
material.
and a jacket.
Yeah, but
You
no,
got-
I have the pants there, but it's lighter material. It's a little bit, it might be a lighter blue or something. And I have a very nice casual suit.
And where do you wear it?
Rarely.
Why don't you wear it on the next podcast?
I wear it.
Why don't you know what? He's going to wear a suit.
Let's wear suits.
Let's
for the
all
next
wear
podcast.
suits on the next podcast.
Okay, let's do that.
We're going to wear suits.
All right. No, I wear them when I go to functions in Florida
What kind
or
of
functions here. Yeah, political functions there and people that I've
political.
known, and they've introduced me to other people. I go to nice country clubs
Well, it must be nice to be famous.
and meet the. It doesn't suck. Okay, that was our. Take
think we
on-
got it.
I don't know what the hell that was.
I love
but
that line from Arthur. It doesn't.
It doesn't
suck.
suck. See up my nose with the.
People I've ever met. Yeah.
I said. I said I was. Stop touching me. I said I was.
After a few drinks, I
I
start
said
touching.
I've been in this.